This summer, I plan on taking a trip to 5 parks in 5 days. And those 5 parks are Michigan's Adventure, Indiana Beach, Six Flags Great America, Holiday World, and Kentucky Kingdom. In this video, I'll be giving my 5 most anticipated rides at those parks and my 5 least most anticipated rides. Let's go. Also, I'd like to give my honorable mentions from each park. To start off, it's Thunderhawk, the Vekoma SLC at Michigan's Adventure, Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain, the CCI Dark Ride / Wooden Coaster at Indiana Beach, Thunderbird at Holiday World, the B&M Wing Coaster, the OG Batman the Ride at Six Flags Great America, and Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. Now let's get into the real list. Kicking off the list at number 5, a CCI wooden coaster at Indiana Beach, Cornball Express. Indiana Beach has 3 unique wooden coasters, considering that this park is basically a boardwalk, and the 2 star wooden coasters, which are Cornball Express and Hoosier Hurricane, kind of intertwine with each other. And I've heard that Hoosier Hurricane is a rough ride, and I think Cornball Express is probably going to be the more superior ride over those 2, and that's why it is my most anticipated ride at Indiana Beach. But since it is just 50 feet tall, nothing really crazy, not some crazy airtime, that's why I'm going to have to put it at my last spot for my most anticipated rides. Coming in at number 4 is a B&M flying coaster, Superman Ultimate Flight at Six Flags Great America. This might be a clone of the original at Six Flags Over Georgia, but I'm still looking forward to it because it'll be my first ever flying coaster. And that unique experience in itself is why it's my most anticipated ride at Six Flags Great America, considering whenever I was looking, all the other stuff wasn't really that stand out. It's kind of like Kings Island in that sense, but more on the ride is it looks really nice. It might be a parking lot coaster, but that flying aspect is really the main draw and the main reason why I'm looking forward to it. Coming in at number 3 is Storm Chaser, an RMC iBox coaster at Kentucky Kingdom. I've heard quite a bit about this ride, which is surprising considering it's one of the shortest RMCs, and it looks great. It looks fast, it looks whippy, looks like it has some really good airtime, and I'm kind of shocked that this isn't my number 1, but whenever there's some 2 elite Woodies right ahead of it, I have to put it at number 3, but this ride looks crazy. At number 2 is Shivering Timbers, a CCI wooden coaster at Michigan's Adventure. This is known in the coaster community as the B&M Hyper of wooden coasters, and if you've seen pictures of it, it's pretty obvious why. Now, I have heard that's a little rough and could be uncomfortable. That's why I'm placing it at number 2, and my number 1 most anticipated ride is one of the most elite wooden coasters in the world, so that has also something else to do with it. But Shivering Timbers looks like a crazy ride, and since Michigan's Adventure isn't a very popular park, and since I'll have some season pass benefits, I think I'll get a lot of rides on this ride, and I may be hurt afterwards, but I don't care. If I have fun on it, I'm gonna enjoy myself. This ride looks insane. And my number 1 most anticipated ride on this road trip has to be The Voyage, a Gravity Group wooden coaster at Holiday World. I don't know what else it could have been. This ride is crazy. I've only ridden one other kind of in the woods terrain wooden coaster, and that is the Beast. And this is the true Son of Beast, not the crappy RCCA Son of Beast. This is the true predecessor to the Beast. I think the Gravity Group took inspiration from the Beast. I don't know that for sure, but just looking at it, they definitely had to have. And this ride looks crazy. I've been to Holiday World once, but I spent most of my time at the water park, and I only got one ride on the Raven. That's back when I wasn't a huge fan of roller coasters, but my little brother did get a ride on the Voyage, and he's not an enthusiast. He doesn't keep credits, but I am upset that he has this credit and I don't. But I'll make sure that I get this credit, and I get this credit more than he does. I'm gonna marathon this thing. I'll probably do the Voyage and Thunderbird the most, but I'm going to marathon Voyage. I'll probably get the most rides I've ever gotten on any roller coaster on the Voyage, because this ride looks crazy. It's long, it has airtime, it has great theming that's just natural. Just its natural theming is theming in its own. And the name is super fitting considering it's a voyage through the woods. And I also have mentioned before on this channel that I love tunnels and head choppers, and it has some tunnels. So I might have to throw this at my number 2. That's quite a bit of like looking ahead, maybe a little too much, but this ride looks crazy and I'm super hyped for it. And now it's time for the coasters I'm not looking forward to on this trip. My number 5 least anticipated coaster is gonna have to be a Din wooden coaster at Kentucky Kingdom Thunder Run. I've heard things like this might be the best Din, but it's still a Din coaster, and I'm kind of not looking forward to it. I feel like it's going to be rough and not a great layout, but it could have a good layout and still be fun. But due to the other 3 roller coasters at Kentucky Kingdom being quite elite, this is just where the cards fall. Number 4 is a CCI wooden coaster at Holiday World, and it is the Legend. I'm putting the Legend at my least looking forward to roller coaster at Holiday World because I've heard it's forceless, and I've heard it has a boring layout, and I've heard it's rough, like really rough. And Holiday World keeps up with their coasters, but this ride is just way too rough for it to be fun. And that's why it's going to have to slot in at the very back. Like, I'm looking forward to Good Gravy, a Vekoma family boomerang, more than this ride, but I'm also looking forward to the one going to Kings Island. I think it's going to be unique. But back on track, I think that the Legend is going to be the weakest roller coaster that isn't a little kids or family coaster at Holiday World. Number 3 is another CCI wooden coaster, but this one is at Indiana Beach, and it is Hoosier Hurricane. I think I could say really the same exact things that are wrong with this ride that is also wrong with the Legend. It's forceless, it's rough, and has really not a great layout. So it could be fun, but I'm not thinking it's going to be, but I'm going to go into that ride optimistic. Number 2 is an Intamin wooden coaster at Six Flags Great America, and it is American Eagle. This coaster isn't well liked, and people want it to be RMC'd, but the park doesn't want to RMC it. And I think I could just blurt out and repeat the same exact things I said about the other 3 wooden coasters. I've heard it's rough, I've heard it's forceless, and I've heard that the layout is boring. And I've seen that the Helix, and it does not look fun. It looks slow, it looks rough, it looks straight out of RCCA, and I'm not looking forward to it, but I have this sick looking forward to it in me. I kind of want to ride it just to see how bad it is, but that walk to the station, ooh, that's a hike. And the number 1 coaster I'm least looking forward to on this trip is Goliath. Haha, I tricked you. It's Goliath at Great America. No, it's not. It's corkscrew at Michigan's Adventure. It's an arrow corkscrew, and these things aren't well liked. I think the only good one is probably corkscrew at Silverwood, which was originally at Knott's, which was the original corkscrew model, but that's for another day. But I don't want to ride this one. Just like if I go to Cedar Point in this time recently, I don't really want to ride corkscrew there, but you want to get all the credits, and corkscrew will be a ride where I'm riding it for the credit. And if my friends want to ride it with me, I'm sorry, but I am just riding it for the credit, and I'm not riding it again. But I'll probably think of it for the rest of the day because I'll have a headache because of how bad it is. And I'll be on Shivering Timbers, making my headache worse because that thing's rattly. And I'll just be a series of pain caused by corkscrew. I'm blaming corkscrew, not my marathoning Shivering Timbers, but I'm just rambling. Well, thanks for watching the video. This was unscripted if you couldn't notice. I'm just thinking of ideas, rambling off my ideas and what I'm thinking. I'm really looking forward to this trip. I really hope that it goes through. I go through with it. Again, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, I'm sorry, but please hit the like button. I'm trying to grow. Subscribe if you liked the content. Watch this video and then go on and watch some of my other videos. And if you like what I'm putting out there, then hit the subscribe button so I can be encouraged to keep on putting out more content. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day, and God bless.